Yes.
illicitly recording somebody without their knowledge?
Yes, it's a single party state. So
it's a single party state. But that means, you know what that means?
yes, at least one party needs to.
Yeah, but you're not a party to the conversation. You're taping Ashley and James. So either Ashley or James has to know about the recording for the one-party state requirement to be met. You're just taping people without them knowing.
Judge Milian's verdict when justice for the people returns. Promotional consideration for Judge Milian.
You still cheated.
You still cheated on her. You still destroyed your life. Can you stop talking? Because I don't find you humorous. You're a cheater. You cheated on her. You got caught. And now you're a baby coming to court and suing him because you want the difference between what the ring cost you and what you were able to sell the ring for. All right? He's right. You have no business taping him behind his back.
I understand.
None. I find you illegally taped him, and I am finding that you are going to have to pay him $100 for that indiscretion. I do not find that your loss of the ring is his fault. It's your fault for cheating.
How is it?
Verdict for the plaintiff, $100. Hope it was
All
worth it.
right. I'll take it.
Judge Milian has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $100.
You made your
Carlos Ortega claims his former wrestling partner stabbed him in the back by going solo. Donovan Gonzalez says his ex-teammate has a bad attitude and a lack of fan support, so the promoter didn't pick him.
Mr. Ortega, you are suing Mr. Gonzalez for $1,500 because, according to you, he used your likeness and your talent and your popularity in order to make money and shouldn't have. So you want half the price. Tell me what happened.
Yes, Your Honor. Well, recently there was a professional wrestling event that Don over here attended, that he was promoted on, that we were promoted on, and...
Were the two of you a duo at some point?
Yes, ma'am. We were a tag team for about 6 years now.
Okay.
Recently,
explain what that means in the wrestling world.
In the wrestling world, that means it's matches where there's two wrestlers on each side of the ring.
Okay.
And they wrestle each other one at a time, but there's one more wrestler to depend on. So it's teams of two, and it depends on where you're at, what kind of wrestling there is. So maybe there's tournaments, maybe there's one-on-one matches, but it's always 2 versus 2. So this was my tag team partner, this was my road partner, this was a brother of mine until he did me dirty and essentially robbed me of half of $3,000.
Okay, let's go back a bit and see how we got here. How long were the two of you a duo?
Just over 5 years.
Oh, that's a long time. And how did you two meet?
We met at a wrestling training facility.
Okay.
We were both in the amateurs back then, and I saw him, and I saw his height, I saw his look, and I said, you know what? I could make him a star. I could make him something more than what he is right now. I could get him to the next step. I have a lot of popularity online.
And confidence. You have a lot of confidence in it.
Yes, Your Honor, yes, I do. I know I'm a star in the professional wrestling world, and I wanted a tag team partner, and I thought that Donovan was the right guy to, be under my wing. I kind of took him as a mentor.
All right. Now, apparently something happened, and the two of you split up. Why don't you tell me what happened, Mr. Ortega?
Well,
tell the truth.
You'll have your chance. Please don't talk to him directly. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Well, essentially, we gained popularity over the past 5 years. I did a lot of market research. I did a lot of online promotion, whether it was social media or just reaching out to people through live feeds. So I gained a lot of popularity in the tag team, and he kind of just handled the business part. He just, kind of read over some contracts. That's fine and dandy. He did his part. But the fans, they just bought into me. They loved me. They loved my entertainment. They loved everything I did. They just bought into, and I had followings like crazy. That my DMs were overloaded. It was just insane.
What were overloaded?
My direct messages. I'm sorry. My direct messages were insane on every single social media you could think of. So our billing got higher. Our popularity rose. We went from the first match on the card to the main event within a span of a couple of weeks, which in the wrestling world, that's insane. That's unheard of. So Donovan, being the understudy, essentially, he was under my wing, and I took him with me. And
I don't think he fits under your wing. But go on.
He's taller, I'll give that. But no, he was the how do I say this?
What went wrong was my question.
Yeah, what went wrong is
Well, we got lost in talking about how great you were.
What happened was the drummer in the group thought he was the lead singer.
Okay.
And I'm essentially the lead singer of this group. And the drummer needed to know his place.
Okay.
And he just wanted more money. He wanted to change the 50-50. You know, in the wrestling world, people get into it at different ages.
Yeah, no, I've heard so much about the wrestling world. What I want to know is what went wrong between the two of you where you guys ended up splitting up. Because my understanding is that you guys split up. So you're telling me about how jealous he is of you, but why did you guys split up?
You know what? I just became a bigger star than him.
Okay, you tell me why you guys... did you guys actually formally split up?
Yes.
Okay, what happened?
Split up. There was a conversation about it and everything.
Okay, what happened?
What ended up happening is we went to this event, and there was going to be a talent recruiter in the crowd. And for some reason, this guy thinks he can get into acting and wants to leave the wrestling world. So we had this match. In the match, he never tagged me in until the last few minutes. Because during the match, all he does is he's a clown. He makes jokes. He's the jester. But people want to see me. I come in and I handle business inside and outside the ring. He wants to leave that, but I'm the one who reads the contracts. I help write them. I read them, I understand them. He doesn't do anything but complain and act like the diva that he is.
Coming up on Justice for the People.
When he sees fans, he hightails it back to the dressing room. But one of those people that was there was actually a very good promoter, someone prominent in this business, and they wanted to give us an opportunity. I was there to accept that opportunity. He was in the back, I don't know, getting his nails done.
And later,
I found it. It was stuck in the pool drain. It's broken, Jazz. To which you reply, that's wild.
with Judge Milian. We're back with the case of Carlos Ortega, who blames former wrestling partner Donovan Gonzalez for a stolen match.
A diva?
Yes, a total diva. I'm glad you got this big courtroom to fit his big head in here. Because ever since we got some popularity, he's been going off like crazy. You think 1,000 Instagram followers makes you a millionaire.
Okay, can someone answer my question? I don't know, Andrew, maybe I'll ask you. Can you tell me how and when you both complained about each other? I've got the picture. I just want to know if there was a formal breakup of this duo or whether it just kind of happens, you know.
No, it was a formal breakup, and he was more than happy to leave, and I have the paperwork.
When did it happen? That night that you were just telling me about how he was hot dogging it and wasn't tagging you in?
Right after that night it happened.
What happened that night?
So that night after the match, we were approached by fans as always. They wanted to take pictures, they wanted autographs. I was more than happy to stay by. I took every picture, signed everything until the last fan left. He was nowhere to be seen. When he sees fans, he hightails it back to the
45 डिग्री इनसे बर्दाश्त नहीं हो रहा और बीवी इनको हार्ट चाहिए। छात
टेक्नोलॉजी हे बेबी दाढ़ी कटिंग
स्टार्ट।
अबू मैं आपके लिए ये आंखों की दवाई लेकर आया हूँ।
मेरी दीद तो बिल्कुल ठीक है, सब कुछ दिखाई देता है मुझे तो।
आपको घर में सब कुछ दिखाई देता है, कोरा बेटा दिखाई नहीं देता।
रख रख चल।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम भाईजान।
वालेकुम अस्सलाम।
मैं पीर आशिक का
स्टार्ट ही।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम भाईजान।
वालेकुम अस्सलाम।
मैं पीर जवेद शाह का बेटा हूँ और मुझे खराज चाहिए।
स्टार्ट ही। आओ पीर साहब लेके देते हैं
जी।
आओ पीर साहब। अस्सलाम वालेकुम। ये हमारे पीर साहब हैं, ये चाहते हैं कि हमें कुछ सदका खैरात दे, तो आप प्लीज़ इन्हें मदद करें।
ये पीर साहब है?
हाँ
ये रमजान का बेटा है।
ये रमज़ान का बेटा
वे मैं मुसल्ली हूँ।